Hi there, you're watching Market Cafe on ET Now with me, Shreyanshi Singh. And over the next few minutes, I'll get you news and updates from within the country as well as across the globe. Also tell you which stocks you should be keeping on your radar as well. And speaking of stocks then, let's take a look at the handover coming in from the Wall Street. Stocks kicked off January with a choppy trading session with investors taking some profits. In some notable 2024 gainers, the likes of Apple and Tesla are the ones that I'm talking about. And the Dow as well ended the day lower by more than 150 points, or about 0.4%. When you take a look at the S&P 500 as well as the Nasdaq Composite, you're taking a look at a slide of 0.2% each coming in for both of those two benchmarks as well. And in fact, all three benchmarks were higher earlier in the day, with the Dow having gained more than 300 points at one point but fell back as the session progressed. So that largely is the kind of handover that you're looking at least on a daily basis. But stocks are on pace to close out the week with losses. So when you take a look at the losses coming in or the week-to-date move coming in fact, the Dow Jones Industrial Average is the one that is lower by 1.4%. There you have it on your screens as well. The S&P 500 is lower by 1.7%. Nasdaq Composite as well on a week-to-date basis lower by 2.2%. Now, it was a Santa Claus rally in which stocks gain in the final 5 trading days of 1 year and first 2 days of the next that also failed to materialize. So that is an important trigger that we were looking at. Did not really pan out as expected, but the key event to watch out for now at this point is Trump getting keys to the Oval Office, and that is definitely something that we're watching out, at least when it comes to the Wall Street. But with that, let's get you a very quick check going on what oil prices then did, because when you take a look at oil prices, they rose about 2% as investors returned for the first trading day of the new year with an optimistic eye on China's economy. Now, this is something that we've been talking about for a very long time, Beijing's economy, and any clues when it comes to demand as well, that is something that we've been talking about. But when you take a look at the price moves then coming in for Brent crude futures, you're looking at an uptick of 2% coming in to around $76 a barrel. Those are the kind of levels that you're looking at. So just managed to break out of that range that we've been seeing largely a little bit, at least for Brent. When you take a look at US WTI as well, you're taking a look at a climb of just about 2.3%, $73 per barrel is where that one was at. So good start to the new year in terms of breaking out of that range-bound trade that we've been seeing coming in for oil prices since the month of October as well. Now, key to watch out for US manufacturing data and any clues there on Chinese demand. You also have Baker Hughes oil rig count. That is also something that we'll be watching out for. But that largely is the kind of handover that you have, at least when it comes to oil prices. That being said, let's get you a quick check going on gold as well, because gold is the one that hit a more than 2-week high, fueled by safe haven buying, while the market also took out positions ahead of the Federal Reserve's rate outlook and President-elect Donald Trump's looming trade tariffs. Now, that is something that we're looking at even when it comes to gold. And when you take a look at price levels, then spot gold rose 1.2%, $2,650 thereabout an ounce is the kind of level that you're looking at. In fact, it hit its highest since December 16th as well coming in. So great start. Bullion managed to sparkle at the beginning of the year as well, and it does thrive in low interest rate environments. In terms of the key triggers, for last year, you do have rate cuts. Other than that, there was central bank buying, geopolitical tensions that helped bullion end the year with 27% gains thereabout, which is the highest annual gain coming in since 2010. So that is the handover, and those are the kind of gains that bullion is really building this particular move over. But that being said, let's get you a quick check going then on cryptocurrencies, because they rose to start the year as well, rebounding from recent losses as investor optimism then returned to the market. So when you take a look at the price of Bitcoin, you're looking at a 3% uptick coming in for Bitcoin as well, bringing its new year gain to nearly 4% when counting trading from the Jan 1st session. So another asset class that will keep a close eye on Trump's takeover as well. But with that being said, speaking of Donald Trump's takeover, then the greenback also saw some strength coming in, with investors also gearing up for the said takeover. When you take a look at the US dollar, that index also hit its highest level for more than 2 years as the new trading year kicked off. Now, talk about a good start to the new year for the dollar, but can't say the same for sterling, euro and yen as well, because you did have the sterling as well as the euro tumble as well. And other than that, there was a yen that was near that 5-month low. Yuan also languishing near at those 14-month lows thereabouts. So all in all, good start to the new year for oil, gold, crypto, dollar. Can't say the same about Wall Street. And speaking of stocks, yet again, let's also get you a quick check going on what Asia is up to, because rocky start for the Wall Street. But let's really see what Asia then is up to. Japan markets, of course, closed for a holiday. And other than that, in terms of key news flow, you do have China's Commerce Ministry that is planning to impose export restrictions on certain technology used to make battery components. Hang Seng, a tinge of green is what we're seeing coming in for that index, 0.4% uptick coming in there. And on the flip side, you do have Shanghai that has a downtick that it's holding on to, 0.8% downtick thereabout coming in for Shanghai as well. South Korea's Kospi is the one that was previously up, currently down 0.6% as well. And ASX 200, that is the one that is holding on to a tinge of green at this point. 0.5% gain coming in for ASX 200 as well. Now back home, of course, Nifty shut shop at 24,188 levels thereabout. All sectors closed in the red, barring media. And auto and IT were really leading the pack yesterday. So let's really see how that pans out for us. But not a very exciting handover, at least when it comes to Wall Street especially. So a tempered start is what is being penciled in at this point as well. But with that, tell you what, let's slip into a very short break. As we do that, take a look at some more global news and updates that you should keep an eye on. Welcome back. Thank you so much for staying tuned in. Well, let's get you some more news and updates then. And there's no end to pain for beleaguered Z. Market watchdog SEBI has quashed settlement applications filed by Z. Puneet Goenka, referring the matter for further investigation. Then fresh show cause notices have also been issued against Z, Subhash Chandra, as well as son Puneet Goenka. In fact, let's go across to my colleague Ankur Mishra, who's standing by with more details. Ankur, over to you.
Yes, as soon as an AO order came on Z Entertainment by market regulator SEBI, speculations arose whether or not SEBI has dropped all these charges against Puneet Goenka, Subhash Chandra as well as Z Entertainment. But sources close to the matter have informed this is more procedural in nature, and the charges have not been rolled back yet. In fact, another investigation is underway in which the order is yet to be passed, which is expected to happen very soon. Now, in this particular case, SEBI has dropped AO proceedings against Zeel, Subhash Chandra and Puneet Goenka, and it has cited findings from further investigation for its decision. The settlement applications which were filed by Puneet Goenka and Z Entertainment were earlier rejected, and now SEBI will proceed against Section 11B of SEBI Act against Z Entertainment and others, which was already undergoing, and a confirmatory order was earlier passed by the market regulator. The investigation, the charges will be treated as an integral part of the further investigation report which is getting prepared by SEBI.
Well, absolutely. Thanks, Ankur, for getting us all of those important details. So, Z Entertainment is going to be a stock to watch out for in trade today. But moving on, then let's get you some more news and updates. Big Basket is getting into quick delivery of medicine. So, looks like a quick commerce pill is in store for the healthcare sector. The move, of course, comes closely on the heels of rivals Flipkart as well as Swiggy rolling out similar services. In fact, we do have Anjali Palodu standing by with more details. Anjali, what are you picking up from your sources then?
The quick commerce expansion spree has now led to various quick commerce platforms experimenting with the quick delivery of prescribed medicines. So as of now, over-the-counter medicines were being sold on various quick commerce platforms, but now Big Basket now, which is the quick commerce arm of Tata Group's company Big Basket, will soon be piloting a service wherein prescribed medicines will be delivered to customers within 10 minutes. Now this pilot will start with one dark store in Bangalore in next week, and by the end of January they will start the service in 5 to 10 stores, dark stores in Bangalore, and they plan on doing a nationwide rollout by March of this year. Now what we've learned is that drug licenses are required for every individual dark store that will be doing the quick deliveries for prescribed medicines, and specifically for Big Basket, they've tied up with Tata 1mg, which is the healthcare platform owned by Tata Digital. So the assortment planning and procurement will happen through Tata 1mg, and the deliveries will be done through the dark stores of Big Baskets. Now customers will need to upload a prescription on the app in order to get these quick deliveries, and Big Basket now also plans on launching online consultation for those who do not have a prescription at a later stage of this pilot. Now the other competitors like Flipkart Minutes, which also does medicine delivery for both over the counter as well as prescribed medicines, is doing it in select pin codes in Bangalore, as well as Swiggy Instamart, which is also experimenting with the quick deliveries of prescribed medicines also in some areas in Bangalore.
Thanks, Anjali, for getting us those important details. It looks like 10-minute deliveries are the flavor of the season, but the 10-minute number is going to be appearing on the stopwatch yet again, because we do have Blinkit that has launched ambulance services in Gurugram yesterday. The company plans to expand the service to other key cities in the next 2 years also. And we do have Astha who's standing by with all of those important details. Astha, over to you.
Well, there is a big news coming in from Blinkit, where Blinkit have started its ambulances services, and they claim that the ambulances will be available in just 10 minutes. That's right, they have already rolled 5 ambulances in Gurugram, and they will be focusing on expanding their ambulances services pan-India. Now Blinkit will offer this through the Blinkit app only under section of basic life support sector, which is the BLS. You can simply click on the BLS option and you can select the ambulances, and it will reach to you in just 10 minutes. Now this Blinkit ambulances have very essential life-saving equipment, which will include the oxygen cylinders, the suction pad, the stretcher, the monitors. It will also have essential paramedics, essential medications and injections as well, which will be very useful for the patients as well. Now Albinder Dinsta, who is the CEO of the Blinkit, also posted that this step is not for the profit, but this will be operational at a very affordable cost for the patients, and it will be a very long-term saving, life-saving protocol. This will be very useful for the patients out.
Alright, then thanks Astha for getting us all of those important details. It looks like expansion is on the cards to major cities in the next 2 years, but time now to get you a list of stocks that you should be keeping on your radar bright and early this morning. In fact, we do have Ria who's standing by with just that list. Ria.
Good morning. Let's take a look at the stocks that are going to be in focus today. First up, we have Biocon. Now, Biocon Pharma Limited, which is a wholly owned subsidiary of the company, has received approval for tacrolimus immunosuppressant capsules in various strengths from the National Medical Products Administration, or the NMPA, in China. We also have Avaz Financiers in focus, since a board meeting is going to be held on the 7th of January to consider a fundraise. There's also MOIL in focus on the back of its Q3 business updates. They've achieved their best ever Q3 and 9-month performance in FY25. Q3 sales have come in at 3.88 lakh tons, which is higher by 13% on a year-on-year basis. Hindustan Zinc has also come out with its business updates for the quarter. They've received the highest ever 9-month mined metal and refined metal production of 784 kilotons, up around 1% on a year-on-year basis, and the highest ever refined metal production at 783 kilotons, up around 3% compared to the previous year. There's also IRFC in focus, since they have signed an MOU between IRFC IRFC and REMC to collaborate on financing renewable energy projects awarded by REMC for supply to Indian Railways, and the partnership also extends to exploring financing options for thermal, nuclear and renewable power projects going forward. Lastly, also keep your eye out on NHPC, since they have received a rupees 250 crore insurance payout for flood damages at the Teesta plant. So keep your eye out on all of these stocks today.
Absolutely, Ria. We'll keep an eye on all of those counters that you've highlighted for us. But with that, completely out of time on this edition of Market Cafe on ET Now. The market up next, so don't go anywhere.
If you like this video, then like, share and subscribe to ET Now.